Here we go. It's perfect. Welcome. Welcome to my channel. I'm D. Frazier. But before we get started, today we're going to talk about reflection. Welcome to my reflection series. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you thumbs up the channel. Make sure you share the channel, because we need everyone to hear, as many people as you can to hear this, because I think it's important for people to understand reflection and understand how important it is to look in the mirror and look at yourself. 3 main reflections. I think it's important to define what identity means. Right? Most of us don't know what the true definition of identity means. So identity means the values and the qualities that you hold to yourself, that you deem useful for yourself. Okay? So whatever talents and whatever mantra you live by, meaning if you have your morality and your ethics is basically your identity. So the 3 reflections, phase 1, this is a reflection series. This is phase 1. I'm going to give you 3 reflections, and in each one of those reflections, I'm going to break down a couple of things, useful tools that you can use to identifying those reflections. The first reflection is, who are you? The second reflection is, what contributes to you a person losing themselves? The third reflection is, what can you do to identify, or what are the identifications when you have finally found yourself, right? So you need to know who you are. You need to know what happens when you lose yourself, or what are the signs when you lose yourself. And the third thing is, how do you know that you found yourself? So the first one is, who are you? I like to say, who are you? Because a lot of times we don't ask ourselves who we are. It comes down to personable actions. These are actions that you do yourself. Like, these are things that you need to ask yourself in order to know who you are. So the first one is, are you a driven person? Right? Because you got to have drive in order to find yourself. Okay. The second thing is, are you free? So when I say, are you free, that means, are you free in mind? And I don't mean free like Oz be free, Amistad free. I mean free as in, does negativity brush off your shoulders during the day? Can you make it through a 24-hour day without someone else or something else bothering your day? Bothering your mind state, I should say. The third thing is, are you fearful? That's important, because a lot of times fear itself stops us from looking past what we can see. But we don't see further than that. A lot of us look into the future, but we don't really see into the future, right? You got to see who you are, who you want to be in the future, to understand where you're going. And don't be fearful of that, because everyone deserves change. Everyone is going to change as you get older. The fourth thing is, are you hypnotized? So when I say hypnotized, I don't mean Biggie Smalls. I mean, are you awake? And when I say awake, I don't mean like revolution awake. I mean, are you aware of your surroundings? Are you aware of the plan that is set for you by someone else? Because a lot of people look at each individual and they say, yep, they put you in a category. They say, yep, that person's going to be that. He's not going to be that because of this, right? But that means nothing. All of that means shit, because it's all about how awake you are within yourself to understand where you are, what you're doing, how long it's going to take you to get out of it, why you're in it. That's all a part of who you are. Okay? Get a couple thoughts together, and if any of you know who I am, or have listened to my podcast, the Black People's Republic of China podcast, then you know I love music. And I transition with music in everything I do. So give a shout out to DJ QT for hitting us with the transition. And we're going to go to reflection number 2. The second reflection is what contributes to a person losing themselves. And the first thing that contributes to a person losing themselves is sudden change. For example, like loss of a job, pandemic, shit just hit the fan, everybody lost their jobs. That's sudden change. That will cause you to lose yourself because then you don't know what's going on. You don't know where to turn. You didn't plan for it. You didn't plan to just be out of income in a snap of a finger. Second thing is engage in a career that you never thought was possible, pretty much, right? So in this time, we are at the rare place in our lives where a human lives until their late 70s, early 80s, right? And in that halfway period, which is your 40s, that is the time where you have the one chance to reset your life. Except for in this pandemic has given us a second chance to reset your life. So when I say engage in a career that you didn't think was possible, I mean, if you lost your job, go try to do something that you never thought something that you always wanted to do, but you never thought you could because it didn't fit in the routine. That is a great way to find if you're losing yourself or if you're not losing yourself, right? The third thing is something you're good at, but you never thought you were good at. For example, writing. Maybe you're a writer, okay? But writing is the same thing as blogging. So if you're at home writing your thoughts in your journal or your diary or whatever, and that's how you get your peace, you're probably a blogger, which means now if you go write blogs, you probably can make some money versus doing it at home for free. And we are talking about the contributions to losing yourself. The first one was sudden change. The second one was the role that you play in your life if it changes, right? Because responsibility causes us to act a certain way. But if that changes, you can lose yourself quickly. The third thing is the caged bird relationship. You can lose yourself by being a caged bird in a relationship. Relationships are very hard, they're very taxing, they're very stressful, but don't be a caged bird. If you are a caged bird, when I say caged bird, I mean you're that person that sings and dances because you look good when people are watching. But when people are not watching, you really feel like you're just locked in and you can't get free. If you are a bird, you should be flying. Okay, you should not be in a relationship that holds you back, that doesn't push you forward, that doesn't let you go. All right? Those are the three things to look at when you are in sudden change. The second thing is loss of responsible role in your life. The third thing is if you're a caged bird in a relationship. DJ QT, hit me with the transition. Bang. There we go. We're going to go to the third now. Third reflection. Third reflection is when you find yourself, how do you know that you found yourself? First thing you do, if you want to find yourself, take a sabbatical, disappear, go away, leave everyone dead in their tracks, and don't feel bad about it. Because you only get one life, and this life is about you. This life is not about anyone else. So live it the way you want to live it to the fullest. Engage in a career that you never thought you could engage in. Third thing is do something good that you didn't think you could ever do. Remember, we made the examples of writing. Okay. Fourth thing is meditate. Everyone should be learning how to meditate but meditate with a focus. Meditate with a focus, meaning breathing techniques, learning how to just shut your eyes. Basically, meditation is learning how to shut down in a moment for an extended period of time so that you can reboot your computer and keep going. We all need it. And maybe in another video, I will show you some meditation techniques. I'm no guru, but I've studied a little bit about mental health and how to just find your center, find your peace, because we need it. Everyone needs to find their peace or find out how to find their peace. Whether you know it or not, you're probably suffering from anxiety of some sort. Okay. The last thing is spend time with yourself. You must spend time with yourself. When I say spend time with yourself, I mean go into a room somewhere, go to a park, go to a beach where there's no one around you, no headphones. Actually, you can use headphones if you want to listen to music, but make sure it's not music with words. It has to be instrumental. Because then if you're listening to music with someone else's words, you're not connecting to yourself. You're not connecting to your own words, your own power. So those to recap, third reflection, things you need to do in order to find yourself. You need to take a sabbatical. You need to engage in a career that you never thought you could engage in. You need to do something that you never thought you would ever do. You need to meditate with a focus and not be fearful of it. You need to spend time with yourself. So again, DJ QT, this is your time to shine. As you know, I love music. Again, I'm going to always say that because that's how I found myself, is I love music. So in every video, we're going to find a way to incorporate some type of music. And I'm going to allow to tell you how she's feeling today without words. And this is part of the technique. This is one of the techniques you can use to actually find yourself. This is how she finds herself. Hit me, DJ. This, by the way, is being done live. Like, we didn't plan what she's doing right now. She just has a beat machine and she's in her zone, finding herself. Okay, so what we're gonna do, like that. That's DJ QT in her zone, how she's feeling in the moment. And we'll get into a whole lot more of that in future videos. But I just wanted to get my thoughts together and transition what we was talking about. So we were talking about this is the reflection series, phase 1. I was giving you 3 reflections. The first reflection is, who are you? The second reflection is, what contributes to you losing yourself? The third reflection is, how to find yourself. With all that being said, the fourth part of that, which is the final stage, is what do you learn when you finally find yourself? What do you learn about yourself? So I'm going to give you a list. Gary's 10 list. Always a list. The first one is favorite color. You find your favorite color. When you really know who you are, you know what your favorite color is. Second thing is the type of trauma you've dealt with in the past and what it leads to. So when you find yourself, you know what has caused your flaws in your childhood. Okay? You know what kind of trauma you've been through. The third thing is your trigger words. Everybody has trigger words. You know what drives you nuts. There are words out there that drive you absolutely nuts. Will set you from God to the demon. Okay? One personality to the next. You'll know those words. Fourth is needing a me day. You'll know when you need a me day. You'll know when to just shut everybody down and say, okay, the hell with y'all. I need a me day. 5, you'll understand the type of partner that you need by your side. You cannot have the perfect mate until you know who you truly are. Now that can help you learn who you are, but you already have to have some idea of who you are. 6, how to entertain yourself. When you know who you are, you know how to entertain yourself, which is different than making yourself happy. Number 7, what we fear in commitment. So we learn our fears and what causes us not to want to commit to anything. And when I say commit, I don't just mean relationships. I mean commit to our job, commit to a strategy, okay? Commit to a goal. You can fear those kind of commitments as well, but you know what they are when you truly know yourself. Number 8, you figure out what intrigues you. So when I say intrigue is different from entertain. Intrigue is the things that you understand that causes you to ask questions. I'm intrigued by that. I want to know more. What does that mean? Why did they say that? It had to mean this. That's intriguing you. Entertaining you is something that gets your heart pumping and just makes you move. It just kind of, you know what I mean? Just kind of makes you zone out. So understand the difference. Number 9, when you find yourself, spirituality. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be God, it could be Buddha, it could be Allah, it could be Lao Tzu, whatever. But spirituality doesn't mean believing in a higher power. It just means that you know that you are in your physical form. And outside of your physical form, there's a spiritual form. See, each human is connected by 2 parts, our physical and our spiritual. Our kinder soul is our true self. So when you learn yourself, you learn your kinder, right? Your physical is just a shell of who you really are. That's why when your body breaks down, your spirit still goes somewhere. Your spirit still lives. That's how when you feel, if you've ever lost a parent or if you've ever lost a child or whatever, someone close to you, you can still feel their presence, right? When we say, that person passed away, but they're still here because their physical form is still roaming the earth. Right? Number 10, toxic circle. You understand what a toxic circle means. That is a circle of friends that create toxicity. People around you that are no good for you. People around you that stop you from blossoming. You understand those things. So those are your top 10. That's my 10 list of how you know when you found yourself. If you can go down that 10 list and check it off, then you're probably at a really good place in your life, mentally, physically, and spiritually, mind, body, and soul. That's who we are, made up of those 3 things. So with that being said, I am going to shut down the video, and I hope you liked it. I hope it was useful. I hope it's something there's something in here that you can take away from. But before I go, again, make sure you like the channel. Make sure you give the channel a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share the channel. Okay, make sure you talk about it. BPRC Instagram 2020 DJ QT if you want to listen to more music and beats that she's created on SoundCloud. But before I leave you, I must leave you with a quote and an outro. Sometimes we must lose ourselves in order to find ourselves. Let me say that again. Sometimes we must lose ourselves in order to find ourselves. And with that, God bless. Hope to see you on the next video. Phase 2 of the Reflection series coming soon. And I'm going to hit you with an intro, DJ QT, outro. That's how she's feeling. She's reflecting right now. You've been listening to the Reflection series with Gary D. Phrase. Matter of fact, I'm going to put up some names, and I want you to tell me which name I should use, because I'm just confused about names. I just want to use my name, use an alias. I don't know what to do. But definitely that's something we're going to do in the future.